morning. Welcome to Good Day LA at 8 on this Thursday, April 2nd. I'm Jen Lammers.
I'm Bob Castro. Yes, we get into the Easter weekend. Thanks for being with us. Here's a look at some of the stories we'll be covering this morning. We are following breaking news in Pomona. 2 people are dead after a police chase. It ends in a car crash. Mario is live to tell us what happened.
We'll also break down President Trump's address to the nation in prime time on the war with Iran. But first, let's check in with Maria, who's got a look at our forecast. Good morning.
Yes, Cindy. Good morning. We've got the holiday weekend coming up, right, on Sunday, Easter Sunday, and, of course, Good Friday tomorrow. So a lot of people are taking the whole weekend, the long weekend off, and we do have some pretty nice weather if you're staying in town. We've got some high clouds. That's about it this morning, and some low cloud cover down below, but no rain-producing clouds, really. There's just a 10% chance we may get an isolated sprinkle here and there over the higher elevations. Otherwise, it's really drying out. 58 degrees in Burbank currently, 62 in Santa Ana, 59 in Corona, Big Bear, 39 degrees currently, 64 in Palm Springs. High temperatures this afternoon are going to be really close to normal. We're going to be average today. 82 for the low desert in Palm Springs. Those winds really kicking up, though, today. That'll be the story. Mountains and deserts, particularly. 56 in Big Bear, 68 in the high desert. We do have those wind alerts in place through late tomorrow. Valleys, Inland Empire, 73, 71 downtown LA today. That is the average for the date. Partly cloudy to partly sunny skies, and then along our coast around 66 degrees. I'll show you the extended outlook when I come back. In the meantime, let's check in on the drive. We do have Stu and the crew up in Sky Fox watching our freeways here. I'm going to guess that you are on the 101. Are you on the 101?
Yeah. 101, first try. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, everybody. And you know what? I love the D. You know, I got to say, it is unusually light, and there was a little discussion in the helicopter right before we went live. And Maria, you must have been hearing it because you brought it up too. Maybe people are taking a long weekend because look at that 101 drive. And this is right by the 405. This is Sherman Oaks, but all the way over to Studio City, that 101 north or southbound, looking fantastic this morning. Wide open, moving well. So possibly it's because of the Easter holiday, but I'm not 100% sure, but boy, it is definitely a fantastic drive on that 101 this morning, either direction through the valley. Sending it back to you all in the studio. Good morning.
All right, Stu, thank you. We have some breaking news now out of Pomona. A police pursuit ended in the worst way possible. 2 innocent drivers were killed in a crash.
Mario is live in Pomona with the latest on this. Mario.
Bob, Jen, and police now say that this all started from a domestic violence call about 2 miles down the road here in Pomona, and it ended with this violent crash. You can still see some of the wreckage. Just look at that here behind me, just off of County Road and Gary Avenue. Earlier, we saw county crews taking the bodies, coroner crews taking the bodies of the 2 victims. Motorists caught in the middle of all this. And let's go to the video here where you can see more of the aftermath. That badly damaged dark gray sedan that took the brunt of the impact, and just feet away, an empty car seat, initially raising concerns that a child may have been involved. Police have since confirmed the 2 people killed are adults. Again, innocent motorists. Investigators say it all started around 9:30 last night when officers responded to a domestic violence call near East 10th and Gary Avenue. The suspect returned, they say, in a dark truck, rammed a patrol vehicle, and then sped off, triggering that pursuit that ended when the suspect crashed into the sedan here, killing the driver and passenger inside that vehicle. Now let's go to a look at the suspect being taken into custody. He's now been identified as 31-year-old Marshall Judson of Pomona. Police say he was driving a black Dodge Ram pickup with Texas license plates, adding they found a gun inside of his truck, and he's now facing multiple charges, including vehicular manslaughter and felony evasion. And earlier, we saw a great shot from Stu Mundell and Sky Fox. You can see fire crews on the ground carefully working through the wreckage as they remove the bodies from the scene, all while debris remains scattered across the road. And we can tell you Gary Avenue between County Road and the 60 freeway eastbound on-ramp is still shut down. No impact to the freeway, but you can see how large the scene is. And coming back out here live, investigators say the identities of the victims haven't been released as authorities work to notify next of kin. And police also told us they responded to that home not too far away, again about 2 miles away, for domestic violence calls twice yesterday. And it was during that second response the suspect returned and his truck rammed a patrol vehicle and triggered that pursuit that ended here just behind me. For now, live in Pomona, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
All right. Mario, thank you. And now to the latest on the war with Iran. President Trump addressed the nation last night.
What were the main takeaways from that primetime speech? Sandra has more on that for us now. Good morning.
That's right. Good morning. Many Americans who tuned in were likely hoping for a major announcement like when would we see the end to the war. But the president's remarks, which lasted less than 20 minutes, were mostly similar to statements he's been making over the past several days.
So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it. Protect it.
The president there urging other nations to step in to free up shipments and secure the use of the Strait of Hormuz. He tried to assure Americans the economic pain in regards to gas prices is only temporary. Meanwhile, the president vowed to bomb Iran into the Stone Ages and said the U.S. needed a little more time to finish the job, roughly 2 to 3 weeks, he said. But he did not mention any peace talks or deals or any negotiations taking place, or if they are taking place, in fact, at all. Iranian officials warned the U.S. and Israel of, quote, crushing broader and more destructive attacks following President Trump's national address. Iran continued strikes across the Persian Gulf this morning despite Trump's warning. Now, today, a virtual coalition of 30 nations met to discuss how to try to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, but the United States did not participate in those talks. Back to you guys.
All right, Sandra, thank you. New this morning, new applications for unemployment benefits fell last week. The Labor Department says they fell by 9,000 to 202,000. Those numbers are lower than expected. The 4-week average, which is a more stable indicator of the job market, also fell. It's down 3,000. The numbers show a stable job market as companies remain reluctant to lay off people as hirings have slowed down. Some welcome news for local renters as prices are dropping across the Southland. According to business columnist Jonathan Lasner, rents are down in about 62% of SoCal cities over the past year. As for LA County, rent is down 85%, which is 11 of its 13 cities. The report shows 1 bedrooms around 1,800 and 2 bedrooms 2,400. Cities like Santa Monica, Glendale, and Calabasas are seeing some of the biggest drops. Experts say a slow job market, high costs, and more apartment options are all pushing landlords to lower prices and compete for renters.
Wow. Well, Sam's Club is raising its membership fees, which means it will cost you more to shop. Starting May 1st, new members will pay $10 more a year. The basic club membership goes from $50 to $60, while the plus tier jumps from $110 to $120. Current members will not see the increase until their next renewal, and anybody who signs up before May 1st can lock in the lower price.
If you're thinking of buying a PlayStation for your kids or yourself, it'll cost quite a bit more. Sony raising prices on the video game system to make up for the rising cost of fuel and computer chips. Starting today, a number of PS5 models will cost an extra $100. The base model will now start at $650, and the high-end Pro will now cost $900. That's the highest retail price ever for a video game console.
Wow. So a candidate for governor in Vermont is making headlines. Take a look at this. Now, okay, he is not the guy on the left, but that 14-year-old next to him, that's Dean Roy. He will be the first candidate under the age of 18 to appear on Vermont's general election ballot.
I kind of just looked up what the age limit was to run for governor. I figured out that there are none. Our Constitution is really, really old. They just never defined one. And really then just from there, I've just been campaigning.
Kid.
Wow, yeah, smart kid. Checking those rules and regulations.
Right.
He doesn't expect to win, but he does want to start a movement to get more young people to follow and say they also want to make a change. However, Roy says if he does win, well, he'll be taking online classes and do his homework at night after he's done running the state.
There you go.
Wow.
Vermont, an interesting state. Have you ever been?
I've never been. A lot of people do the leaf peeping in Vermont.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. I've done that. First time I saw that was just breathtaking.
Yeah. Is that the only time you've been to Vermont?
Yeah, we went up there for Oktoberfest.
Have some maple syrup?
Yeah, it's just like there's a lot of partying. UVM does a giant Oktoberfest. Yeah, but Vermont is the only New England state that doesn't have the Atlantic coastline.
Wow.
Landlocked.
He's just so much more than a hat rack.
Beautiful trees. President Trump attending oral arguments as the Supreme Court reviews his bid to end birthright citizenship. Coming up, you'll hear from the justices as they debate this case that could have worldwide consequences.
Plus, a wild encounter in San Francisco between a windsurfer and a whale. We're going to show you the incredible footage. Well, there it is. And we're going to tell you what happened next. Now, though, let's head out to Stu for a check on traffic.
Hey, good morning, Jen, Bob, and everybody. Skyfox traffic brought to us by My Home Sold. A lot of the rides looking really fantastic, but the 405, it's not going to fall into that today. Now, what you're seeing right there is a little bit of that slow and go on the right side of the screen. That's going to be southbound. You can clearly see the Roscoe off-ramp right there. It is basically kind of a crawl from the 118 all the way out to Sunset Boulevard. Now, if you're headed northbound from the west side, it is actually a pretty decent ride on that northbound lane. Southbound, definitely give yourself a little extra time this beautiful Thursday. Let's take a look at some traffic hotspots, shall we?
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation, cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
Our top stories this morning: in a series of rulings yesterday, a federal judge moved jury selection in Luigi Mangione's stalking case to October 5th. Hours later, a state judge postponed his murder trial until September 8th. Mangione will now face murder charges in the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson this September, with the federal case following just weeks later.
4 astronauts are now in Earth's orbit as they embark on a history-making mission to the moon. Artemis 2 launched from the Kennedy Space Center yesterday for a 10-day mission that will take the Orion spacecraft around the moon. Later today, the 4-member crew will power up their engines to break away from Earth's gravity.
The results of the 4th and final snowpack survey of the season are in, and there was very little snow on the ground. This is typically peak season for the region's seasonal snowpack. However, a warm March started this year's melt-off earlier than usual. The snow depth was 0 inches. That's 0% of the historical average for this time of year.
We rely on that snowpack so heavily for our water supply, Maria. It's a little troubling.
It is, but you know what? Our reservoir is actually filled up pretty good because of some previous years where we've had above average rainfall total. So we're actually doing okay. We actually got 6 inches of fresh powder there early yesterday morning in the Sierra Nevada. So that just added a little bit more. By the way, if you want to go do some spring skiing in Mammoth, they are officially open until Memorial Day. And I'm really excited about the extra snow they got yesterday, or early yesterday morning, and then maybe some more new snow next week. So that's good on all fronts, right, for our snowpack and our water here in Southern California. Looking at our winds right now, it is coming out of the west-northwest. It is on the lighter side at the moment, but LAX a little bit stronger, 12 miles per hour. It is going to get a little bit stronger as we get to tonight and tomorrow, and so we do have those wind advisories. And in fact, part of the reason why we've got an area of low pressure to our north, higher pressure offshore, is that difference in pressure driving those winds out of the west-northwest. As that low moves out of here, by the way, still bringing some of that snow in the Sierra Nevada. High pressure behind it will build, and we'll get that offshore flow and that wind out of the northeast. Going to clear out these clouds here, and we will see plenty of sunshine for the upcoming holiday weekend, and in fact warmer temperatures before it cools down a little bit as we get into early next week. We do have those wind alerts, like I mentioned, all the areas shaded in this beige color where we've got the wind advisory. Some of those wind gusts over the mountains and deserts could get up to 40-50 miles an hour, and then some of the darker colored areas here in the high deserts, those wind gusts potentially nearing 65+ miles per hour. So just caution for you if you've got those high-profile vehicles, those big campers, motorhomes, stuff like that. You really do want to watch your travel at times. 71 degrees today for downtown LA, warmer to 80 degrees tomorrow. I'll show you that 70 forecast just a couple minutes. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. U.S. Supreme Court justices are considering arguments about birthright citizenship.
Getting rid of the policy has been a major focus for President Trump, who is hands-on for the session. He was there in the front row. Shannon Bream has more on what happened in court.
As demonstrators exercised their First Amendment rights outside the court, inside, for the first time ever, a sitting president attended Supreme Court arguments. President Trump quietly taking his seat and watching intently as the 9 justices debated the legality of his executive order, aimed at ending birthright citizenship as it's been understood by courts and in Congress for more than 150 years. During that time, the country has undergone significant changes, as Justice Alito noted.
What we're dealing with here is something that was basically unknown at the time when the 14th Amendment was adopted, which is illegal immigration. So how do we deal with that situation when we have a general rule?
And while the justices did take note of illegal immigration and so-called birth tourism, it's clear that most of them do not think those should be part of the constitutional and statutory considerations of what's now before the court.
We're in a new world now, as Justice Alito pointed out, to where 8 billion people are one plane ride away from having a child who's a U.S. citizen.
Well, it's a new world. It's the same Constitution.
Including the post-Civil War 14th Amendment, with that phrase that's now at the center of one of the term's biggest cases. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States. Justice Kagan saying the first understanding of subject to is being, quote, under the authority of, which supporters of birthright citizenship argue means you're simply on U.S. soil, not that you've pledged an allegiance to the U.S. or created a permanent domicile here. And while nearly all the discussion looked back at history, Justice Jackson expressed concern about the future should the president's position prevail.
How does this work? Are you suggesting that when a baby is born, people have to present documents? Is this happening in the delivery room? So are we bringing pregnant women in for depositions? What are we doing to figure this out?
And now Shannon Bream reporting the court is expected to make its decision by the end of June.
Developing news overseas, a powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Indonesia is sparking tsunami warnings for that region. Officials say at least one person was killed, a number of buildings damaged in parts of northern Indonesia. Many people were jolted awake by the shaking. Indonesia sits on major seismic faults and is hit by earthquakes frequently. So far, the quake has triggered a small tsunami that had waves that ranged from 2 inches to a foot high.
New SNAP restrictions for Texans are in place, which means customers will no longer be able to use their benefits for junk food purchases. Officials in Texas say these restrictions are meant to help people and not restrain them. The focus is on items like candy bars, gum, taffy, nuts, raisins, fruits that are candied, crystalled, or glazed. Also on that list are products coated with chocolate, yogurt, or caramel. The restrictions include non-alcoholic beverages with water that have 5 grams or more of added sugar or certain types of artificial sweetener. Meantime, new CalFresh rules could cut off food benefits for thousands in Southern California. LA County Social Services says the changes will impact some people who are not U.S. citizens. Those affected include some refugees, people granted asylum, and parolees. Current recipients can keep benefits until their next renewal if they still qualify. Officials urge people to check their mail and update their information.
A series of power strips sold on Amazon have been recalled due to a fire risk. The Consumer Product Safety Commission announced a recall of 6, 10, and 12-foot power strips sold on Amazon from April of 2024 to January of 2026. The CPSC said the power strips were sold by Middle Way Electronics. The company has received 2 reports of power strips sparking and melting. However, no fires or injuries have been reported. CPSC urges those who purchase the power strips to stop using them immediately and contact Middle Way Electronics for a full refund. 8:21 is your time. Coming up, a windsurfer collides with a whale. This is all caught on video.
We'll show you when we come back.
I hate when that happens.
Have you ever seen a whale before? Like in nature?
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen, oh, yeah. What do you mean, oh, yeah?
Is there a name? There's so...
Hello.
Hello.
A 500-pound neighborhood visitor.
Was that a sound effect or was it actually?
No, that was the bear, I think.
Really?
Right?
I think
Was that
that's a
us?
sound effect.
Or was that the bear? Oh. Okay, that was us. Never mind. Or was that Bob? I know you're hungry.
Almost 8:30.
This was in Fillmore yesterday. Massive 500-pound bear spotted wandering near Edison Lake, and one 12-year-old boy got the shock of his life when he found the animal hiding under the family motorhome. Wildlife crews were able to tranquilize the bear and safely remove it.
I saw this all over social media yesterday, and I keep thinking to myself, when will this no longer be like a news story?
Well, yeah, there's
in the sense that
I do
honestly,
feel like there's more encounters
if you're
like
in
this.
anywhere in any of these areas, San Gabriel Valley, blah blah blah, it's a day in the life. I mean, they literally see a bear every day.
I know.
And then we put it on the news and go, look, a bear was spotted.
Right.
Duh.
Yeah.
They're there every day.
My God. A windsurfer collided with a whale in the San Francisco Bay. Now, that's something you don't see all the time, right?
No.
Launched him off his board. This is news. Last Tuesday, so this onlooker who captured the footage says that he was taking videos of the whale, which apparently had been in that area for about a week, when he captured this. Neither the whale nor the surfer were hurt. Wow. Okay, so a golf course in South LA gets a $21 million makeover, and coming up, we show you the grand opening.
Also, one of the greatest soccer players ever joining us live in studio, Landon Donovan. We'll be talking about his new memoir.
Dempsey's missed it. Donovan has it.
Happy Thursday to you. It is April the 2nd.
It is.
Days before Easter.
We're getting ready for Easter Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
The Easter Bunny is super, super busy.
Super busy. All of the Easter Bunny's helpers are busy.
All the proxies.
The
That's
proxies.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we've got some great weather for the bunny all around. If you want to go to brunch on Sunday, it looks good.
That'd be great.
Speaking of eggs, do we have the...
We're on Pip Watch.
We're on Pip Watch, guys. So this is the window right now where we could see some movement, right?
Yeah.
Hatching period. So
This is very exciting.
How many eggs? 2 or 3?
There's two.
I think there's two.
There's 2. And so we're going to be on Eaglet Watch, Pip Watch for, well, moving forward now. What a beautiful view of Big Bear Lake there in the distance. Which one do you think this is? Do you think this is Shadow or Jackie?
I think this one is because it has the marking above its eye, right?
Yeah.
So is that Jackie? Which one has the marking above its eye?
You know, we need to get on the phone with our friends of Big Bear Valley.
I know.
We need to get them back because I can't remember what the marking signifies and who's who, right? Okay, so we need to know these things. In the meantime, here are the headlines. Windy and warmer. That's really going to be the story with the winds increasing, coming out of the west-northwest first, and then eventually out of the northeast, which is going to help warm us up. So we're going to look for some much warmer temperatures as we head into Saturday and even into Sunday. Yesterday, the first day of the month, we got up to a high of 72 room temperature, but that is above the average. The average is 71, so I think that's what we're going to look for today. As far as rain, we've managed to eke out a little bit of rain for the last day of March, 24/100th of an inch of rain. Of course, that's below seasonal norm, but you know what? We got a lot of rain in October, November, December, and even February, but March was just really mostly dry. In fact, record-breaking heat waves we had in the month of March. 71 is what we're expecting for downtown. We are expecting that sunset at 7:15 later this evening. These are the highs today. Very comfortable, right? 73 in Corona and Riverside, 73 in Woodland Hills, to that 69 in Long Beach, 82 if you want it warmer in Palm Springs. Okay, let's go over to the traffic center. Samada's back with a look at our freeways. Hey, Samada.
Good morning, everyone. Boy, it has actually been very light out there. We wanted to bring your attention, though, things may be a little slow and go, not due to an accident, but due to a stalled vehicle just stuck in the middle lane there, eastbound side of the 105 at Vermont Avenue. Tow truck is on the way, so you may be picking up or run into a little bit of delay there. And taking a look, proof is in the pudding. This is usually a tough drive through the Corona Crawl. Going westbound from Riverside into Orange County, you're looking at 62 miles an hour, and things are rolling pretty easily and smoothly on the eastbound direction of the 91 as well. And a real-time traffic through the downtown LA area, also lighter than normal. Your drive, just 23 minutes leaving downtown through Mid-City to get to the west side. And a live Caltrans camera look. This is through Boyle Heights. It's typically very slow along that 5 and the 10 route, but looks like the southbound side of the 5 looks pretty good at this hour. Back to you, too.
All right, Samada, thank you. So if you've ever...
Barbie
Okay.
Dream Fest.
All right. So if you've ever wondered what a Barbie dream house looks like without the dream, well, just ask the fans who headed to Florida conventions over the weekend. They were promised glitz and glamour, but instead they got this.
I literally just walked in. I don't know what I'm sure. There's little girls on lights. There's a roller rink. There's a line. I'm going to go in there.
Oh, it's like the Fire Festival of Barbie stuff. Instead of a glittery oasis, fans say they found a concrete desert, complete with a bicycle course featuring tiny bikes with training wheels. Oh, and as for the marquee dream house, well, fans said it was just a cutout cardboard box with a pink blanket in the front. Not exactly the vibes you'd expect for pricey tickets. A VIP pass for the 3-day convention, by the way, was selling for nearly $450. Videos like this were posted online by fans who felt completely underwhelmed by their experience. The organizers are promising attendees a full refund, and that's exactly what they should be delivering.
Maybe like they should have it in a smaller space. You know what I mean? If you have it like in a convention center, there's a lot of places.
You can't overpromise and underdeliver when in this economy, $450.
That's
get out of here.
Lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happening today, the first set of tickets for LA 28 games go on sale. The pre-sale from now until April the 6th is reserved just for locals. If you get an email saying you've got access, make sure to check the time slot you were assigned and use a payment method that has a billing zip code from one of the 5 qualifying counties. This includes LA, Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Ventura counties.
You can purchase up to 12 tickets for general events, including up to 4 tickets for the closing and opening ceremonies. Meantime, soccer matches have a separate 12-ticket maximum, so theoretically you could attend 24 different events. If you don't get lucky on the first go-around, though, you'll get a notification on April 7th that you've been automatically registered for the next ticket drop. The general ticket sale starts April 9th through the 19th.
All right, Amanda's off today. We have you covered with entertainment, sponsored by Yamaha Resort and Casino. So we asked you this earlier. This is our poll. What discontinued food or beverage would you bring back?
Most of you are saying the pudding pops.
What? Pudding pops. You're bringing them back. FoxLA.com/vote. Let us know. And you know what? Talk to us, too.
Listen, I miss those.
Why are you picking the pudding pops?
I miss the pudding pops.
We want to know. They are good.
Yep. Okay, so last night, the big winner of The Masked Singer was revealed.
The winner of season 14, the one and only Ashley Simpson!
There she is, Ashley Simpson, Galaxy Girl herself. By the way, who looks that beautiful taking off the mask like
Everybody
that?
always has like helmet head or whatever, and you look gorgeous as you pulled it off.
I was definitely scared of what was going to happen because some days I had like a Harry Potter mark on my forehead, so I was lucky I didn't on that moment.
Oh my gosh, so what was it? Yeah, congratulations, winning season 14. How does it feel?
I mean, it feels amazing. I honestly had such a blast doing this show. Just becoming Galaxy Girl, performing behind that mask. I mean, I think you can tell my joy because I genuinely had such a blast doing this show. You know, and I can't believe I won it. So I'm so happy.
I feel like a good singer has to win this one, right? Because, you know, you have all these different kind of performers, celebrities that take part, and, you know, someone who can actually sing.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not easy, right? Walking around on stage in that outfit.
Everybody was a good singer on this show. Yeah. What was the biggest challenge?
I mean, it was
what was the biggest challenge for you through all of this?
Oh gosh, the biggest challenge, I think, just like that first song, that first episode, you're like, okay, and learning how to like walk around and maneuver your body with that big, I mean, you see where I have the lights around, that's where my eyes are.
Oh my God.
So I was trying to figure out where I can see where I'm going. And then, I mean, once I figured that out, it was really, I luckily was able to move in my costume. So I was really able to feel myself out. And they created such beautiful stages and sets. So it was really such a blast. And I got such fun songs to play. I definitely got some bruises. You see those spikes? I did some knee drops, and I definitely got some bruises.
But I heard it's like inspiring you now to get back out there more and start performing more. You're going to be at Stagecoach, right?
Yes, I'm going to be at Stagecoach, and I'll be at Pride this summer, which I'm really looking forward to. Pussycat Dolls will be there, and Ava Max, and I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, definitely, it just gave me that bug and that joy. I mean, for me, I love being a mom, but performing, I mean, I grew up as a dancer, a singer, and that definitely reminded me of the joy that it brings me, and it completes me.
People get some funky costumes, and yours was actually really good. I mean, you look really great in this costume. Do you get to keep this costume, and what went behind all of this?
It was such a cool costume, and no, I don't get to keep it, but some of the pieces of my outfit fell off, so my wardrobe kept that for me, and I got to keep those.
And it was a family affair too, right? You had your husband was there, he was also on season 14, and then your sister came out.
Yeah, Stingray was my husband, and that was so much fun. It's a show we watch with our kids, so when we both got the offer, we got it separately, but we were both like, this sounds like so much fun, and something that will make our kids so happy, and we can watch with them. And then for the finale, I had my sister and my daughter and my mom with me, and, you know, I could really feel the love, and my daughter was so proud, although she is a huge fan of Kylie, so it was a tie for us. For her, we tied.
Well, Ashley, congratulations. Congratulations.
That was Pat Witch, by the way.
Congratulations on your win, and we look forward to seeing you at Pride and Stagecoach.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Great to talk to you. Congratulations.
You too.
All right, now back here locally, one golf course is getting a fresh start in South Los Angeles.
Brooke Thomas is live at the newly renovated Maggie Hathaway Golf Course. It's now open to the public. It looks great.
Hey there, it's open and it is stunning. Yeah, it really does look great. As soon as I walked out here, I was like, wait a minute, wow. Yeah, it's great. And, you know, it means so much, too, because just the existence of this golf course, it really does help, you know, break down barriers in the sport, right? Like, give this option for people who are part of underserved communities. I mean, it's right here in South LA, and it is beautiful. Vincent, come on over here and talk to me. Come on over. All right, so I know I'm competing with the loudspeaker because this is an open public golf course now. So understood, that's okay. But talk to me about this, because a lot of people were interested in the renovation here, were invested in this, right?
That's right, yeah. The agreement and how it came together was with American Golf, the Maggie Youth Foundation, and with the LA County. And so we all came together. We knew what a big, important venture this was to invest in South Los Angeles at Maggie Hathaway, and you're seeing it now. It's open now, and folks are really excited to come out and play.
$20 million renovation?
It's coming. Part of that is a clubhouse, which will be coming later, but we're really excited about it. I mean, it's going to be a great facility for community, for newcomers, for everyone that loves the game of golf.
Yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful. It really is. And it means a lot, because this really does kind of change the game when it comes to access, right? You can feel, especially imagine like a young black kid, you can feel like golf is not for you, right? You're left out of it. But no, this is in your backyard.
Yeah, that's it. It's right here in South Los Angeles, and you have the affordability aspect. So for youth, they'll never pay more than $2.25. It's really amazing for kids to come out here. And then it's not too long of a course, and so it makes it to where it's obtainable. You never played golf before, but you see this course, you're like, maybe I can do this.
Yeah, so $9.50 green fees for
adults. That's right. That's right. Yes.
Okay, Devin, come on over here, because you guys know that I am learning golf right now. You just learned that I'm learning golf, and it's a process. Right? I'm going to stand in the middle of you. And at my last lesson, what was it, like in January? I was like, I have this story that we're planning. Come on out there. I want you to see it. And so you are owner, CEO of Studio Golf. That's where I take lessons. And so I wanted to just get your thoughts, just coming out here, never having been out here, right?
Never been out here.
What do you think?
Absolutely wowed. I mean, Gil Hans, the city, everybody, LA, incredible job. He's restored some of the best courses of all time. Oakmont, LACC, Marion, Wingfoot, I go on, and now Maggie Hathaway.
That's awesome. So it's like an honor for people to be able to play out here.
For everybody, and I love the green fee aspect. I mean, that's actually less than when I was like 5 years old. That's less than in Portland, Oregon it was 35 years ago. Do the math. That's my age. It's incredible. I mean, the access, the ability to also play quickly. I think that's so nice. You know, these days, whether it's the youth or an adult, they can come in, play in probably an hour, and then go to work. And so there's no excuse for not getting out here, enjoying the beautiful weather we have in LA, and getting better at golf.
Come on out here. Okay, listen, I'm going to send things back to you all in the studio. But, you know, this golf course, by the way, is named after Maggie May Hathaway, an activist. Really did big in kind of integrating the sport here in Los Angeles area, public golf courses, right? And so I think it's cool when you see her name, when you come out here. It's one of those things, you know, if you're a Googler like me, you know, maybe, you know, the kids can be like, wait, who is that? And learn, right?
Yeah, I mean, she was a true trailblazer. As you said, an activist, a singer, an actress, and a good golfer, right? So this really does sort of inspire young people all over Southern California to get involved in the sport.
Yeah, a great golfer and someone who kind of, I was reading, you know, agitated golf courses that maybe had racial barriers, right? Weren't open to black players and willing to put her name out there. I was reading in 4 magazine, which I thought this was a cool story. Back in 1972, she actually brought the Jackson 5 to, I think it was like a junior golf course or a putting green opening. And the magazine noted that that would be like having Beyonce come to a random driving range opening.
Yeah,
and
that sounds about right.
I think that's like, she was like, listen, I'm going to bring attention.
If we're going to do this, we're going to do this.
It's really cool.
Well, let's get Beyonce over there is what I say. Let's get.
Thank you,
Bob was
Brooke.
like, well, let's get Beyonce out here.
Yeah, that's next.
Sure. Yeah.
Excellent. She's always invited. Thank you, Brooke. Let's go over to Samada, check on traffic. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen, Bob, and Dollar viewers. Good Daily Traffic sponsored by law offices of Jacob and Ronnie and calljacob.com. We do have a little bit of a slowdown through the Boyle Heights area, but this is all very typical. But Unfortunately, you're going to be running into some delays through the Whittier area due to a stalled big rig taking away a middle lane southbound side of 65 at Washington Boulevard, and you can see a little bit of that yellow, which is indication of the slight delay. Here's a look at better conditions through the Corona Crawl, both directions at nice freeway speeds, but a reminder, just be safe and drive carefully out there. We're looking at not a bad drive through the downtown LA area either. Much better traffic conditions, possibly due to the fact that we're heading into a long Easter weekend. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
I looked up and just ran.
Maybe we need to seek somebody who does have the expertise to be able to guide us through the process.
If you're getting to an accident,
you're in good hands by dealing with Jacob and Ron.
Call Jacob.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quilban. This weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. Beautiful look outside. This is our camera from up on our rooftop looking out towards Century City. Definitely picking up some of that cloud cover, a little bit of the low cloud cover as well as some high clouds. We're basically sort of in between an area of high pressure offshore and also under the influence of this area of low pressure to our north. That's driving some of those winds out of the west-northwest. A little bit gusty at times, so we do have some wind alerts going into effect today into tomorrow. tomorrow. And then eventually that high pressure will settle in and give us an offshore flow. And that will help to really clear out the clouds and give us a lot of sunshine and warm temperatures as we get into the holiday weekend. If you're headed to the beach today, 2 to 4 foot sets for Ventura County, LA beaches, 1 to 3 plus. Orange County, San Diego, and those water temperatures very similar to air temperatures today in the upper 60s. We'll get to those low 70s just in time for the holiday weekend. Easter Sunday looks good with temperatures there in the low 70s. Downtown LA today around 71, which is average for the day. We'll get to around 82 by Easter Sunday with some sunshine. 73 in the valleys and the Inland Empire, 87. That's a big jump for that high temperature for Easter Sunday. And then up into the mountains, getting some of those gustier winds, 56 today to 65 by Sunday. It's really the mountains and the deserts getting some of those stronger wind gusts nearing 50 to even 60 plus miles per hour. 83 in the high desert by Sunday, and then the Coachella Valley, beautiful 82, and it will warm up there as well to the low 90s as we get into Sunday and even into early next week. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. 6 MLS Cups, 4 U.S. Soccer Player of the Year awards, and Major League Soccer named its MVP award after him. Landon Donovan is one of soccer's best players of all time.
And Donovan's arriving here. It's 2-0. The U.S. have numbers. Altidore squares it. Dempsey's missed it. Donovan has it. From hope, there is glory.
I love that. The pile-up after a major goal right there. Let's see the celly. Donovan put himself out there every single time he took the field. On the pitch, we saw his heart and soul play for the USA, and now he is putting himself out there again in a different way. In his new memoir, Landon, he opens up about his life and career and his personal journey with mental health. And you're here today. Welcome.
I am.
The legend himself.
You're the legend, not me.
So great to see you. And I'm really appreciative of this book, Landon. It talks about so many things in your storied career, but also the stuff that we didn't see. We saw all the accomplishments, the achievements that you did on the field, on the pitch, but you were dealing with a lot behind the scenes that no one actually really saw.
I was, and I think for a lot of athletes or even people in the public eye, you see what's going on TV, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And for some people, they have amazing childhood, not a lot of issues. For me, it was not the case. I grew up with a single mom, twin sister. My dad was not around, and it led to a lot of issues in my life. And only through therapy did I start to realize what all those issues were. And a lot of the book is talking through what was going on behind the scenes while you might have been watching a Galaxy game or a USA game.
Right, right. Now take us back to the moment in time where you realize, hey, I'm struggling here and I need help, because that's something you don't see a lot in men's sports in particular.
Right. The first time was 2006 after the World Cup. I came home. We had a really bad World Cup. I had a bad World Cup, played 3 really bad games, and I got criticized for the first time. And for the first time in my life, I realized that soccer was so tied into my identity that it broke me. So when I got criticized, I went into a really, really deep depression for 2 weeks. And I had to figure out, do I want to keep doing this because it's not really worth the pain? Or do I want to help myself get fixed and get better so that I don't have to feel this way anymore? And thankfully, I chose the latter.
And how did you find that help? Because I think that's the first step. A lot of people don't know how to navigate that, don't know how to reach out, and who ultimately helped you?
So my ex-wife actually would push. She had gone to see Juliet, this therapist, for a while, and she said, you know, I really think you would benefit from speaking to her. And I was a macho man at the time. Like, I'm not going to do that. I don't need. Finally, I decided one day, you know what? I'll just go try it out. First day, I loved it. I came out of there feeling better. My shoulders relaxed. I felt like I was starting, and that was just the beginning. I felt like I was starting on a journey that I had needed my whole life. And 7 years later, mostly healed and happy and ready to move on with life.
Healing is such a key word, and it's not a permanent state, right? Because you talk about in your book another time in 2014 when you didn't make the World Cup team, and then you fell back into a depression. How did you deal with that moment? Because in so many ways, people can relate to your story because of the fact that in life, nothing always works out the way you want, right? Whether it's going for the World Cup team or just not getting the job you want, right? Or a position you want, anything like that.
That's right.
You can really learn a lot from your story.
Well, there are different types of depression. I've always had my whole life, and I realized even in my childhood, like an underlying undertone of it, and most of that was from my dad not being around growing up. But then I've also had 3 really serious episodes in my life where could not get off the couch for 2 weeks and still had to go to Galaxy training and go to the games and play. Those were really hard times. Depression doesn't discriminate, unfortunately. It doesn't care what you do, who you are, where you are in your life, who you're around, who you're with. It does, though, give you compassion because you start to think, maybe someone else is going through something that I'm not aware of. And so that has been the good side of it, but there have been some pretty bad moments, but fortunately, long time since that happened.
And there's a reason why this is one of the best sellers right now. Your book just coming out. Talk about what you want people to take away from this, because there is a lot of, even though you have a very accomplished life that a lot of us could never achieve, but this does resonate with so many people.
Well, this might sound cheesy, but I didn't need to write a book. I didn't need, there's no financial gain I needed or popularity. I'm not running for office or anything. I didn't need to write a book. I wrote it because I genuinely wanted people to understand my story, and hopefully it helps them. I met a woman this last week. I was in Atlanta and I was signing autographs. She came up to me and she said, I read 200 books a year, and I've only read one other autobiography where I came away from it liking the person more than when I started. I always liked them a little bit less, she said, which was a really interesting way to say it. But she said, I just really appreciate you being so honest and talking. And then we got to speaking for a long time. She lost her husband in war, and she had to raise her children by herself. So she's a single mom like my mom was, in different circumstances. But it just really resonated. And there are lots of pieces of this, whether it's the depression, whether you just love soccer, there's lots of soccer stories, whether you have an estranged relationship with one of your parents, or maybe you are a single mom or you grow up with a single mom. There's a lot of pieces of it that I think people can identify with.
Thank you for sharing your story. We're out of time, but what do you think Team USA needs to do heading into the World Cup? Yeah,
we need to
exactly.
Win.
Let's get it together,
How about that? Let's win.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can get Landon's book anywhere where books are sold. It's called Landon, of course. It's also on the bestsellers list for USA Today. He'll also be honored by the LA Galaxy this Saturday when they take on Minnesota. The first 15,000 fans will receive a Landon Donovan bobblehead. Go get it. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Good morning. Welcome to 9 a.m. on this Thursday morning. Happy to have you with us. I'm Roxy Carbadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Let's take a look at today's headlines.
Major development in the deadly LaGuardia plane crash. What we're learning about an air traffic controller who stepped away just before the Air Canada flight collided with a fire truck.
Plus, President Trump addresses the nation on the state of the war with Iran. The key points you might have missed from last night's speech.
And supporting the still recovering Palisades community, how the city of LA could be waiving sales tax for homeowners who are actively rebuilding from the fire. First, though, we have to talk about the weather as we get closer to a holiday weekend.
We do. A lot of people actually getting out of town. I think today for the holiday weekend, we've got Easter coming up on Sunday. And right now we're looking at some high mid-level clouds and then some low cloud cover underneath that, but no rain. This is just filtering out the sunshine a little bit. Temperatures are ranging from around 59 in Burbank, 56 in Pasadena, 61 in downtown LA, 62 in Santa Ana, 45 in Big Bear to that 69 in Palm Springs. High temperatures around 82 in Palm Springs. We've got the winds in the mountains and deserts, 68 degrees there, 56 into the mountains in Big Bear. Downtown LA eventually 71, which is average for the date. I'll show you the rest of my forecast when I come back. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you.
We do have breaking news. New details on the deadly runway collision at LaGuardia Airport. The New York Times reporting investigators are looking into whether an air traffic controller stepped away to use an emergency phone just before the crash. 2 pilots were killed when their Air Canada jet hit a fire truck. The Times also says the NTSB is examining where the fire trucks were positioned, how they were communicating, and if light conditions or weather played a role in all this.
So much to look at for that investigation. All right, we do continue with some developing news in Pomona. 2 innocent drivers are dead after a police pursuit ends in a crash.
Mario Ramirez live in Pomona with the latest. Mario?
Sandra, Roxy, just a minute ago, police officers opened up the intersection here behind me. It had been closed for almost 12 hours after that deadly crash. And throughout the morning, we learned that it actually stemmed from a domestic dispute, an incident here about 2 miles down the road before the driver sped off and triggered that pursuit ending here. Take a look at the video, some of the wreckage, and you can see just how serious this crash was. And a badly damaged dark gray sedan there, a Ford Fusion that took the blunt of the impact, and just feet away, an empty car seat, initially raising concerns that a child may have been involved, but police have since confirmed the 2 people killed are adults, innocent motorists. Investigators say it all started around 9:30 last night. Officers responded to a domestic violence call near East 10th and Gary Avenue, and the suspect returned in a truck, rammed a patrol vehicle, and then sped off, triggering the pursuit that ended with the suspect crashing into that sedan, killing the driver and passenger inside that vehicle. And now let's go to a look at the suspect as he's being taken into custody, now identified as 31-year-old Marshall Judson of Pomona. Police say he was driving that black Dodge Ram pickup with Texas license plates, adding that he had a gun in his truck, and he's now facing multiple charges, including vehicular manslaughter and felony evasion. And earlier, we had a shot from Stu Mundell and Sky Fox where you could see fire crews carefully working through the wreckage. They were removing the bodies from the scene, all while debris had remained scattered across the road. Gary Avenue between County Road and the 60 freeway eastbound on-ramp had been shut down, and the impact to the freeway wasn't seen, but definitely a large scene just below. And back out here live, you can actually see one of several traffic cameras here at the intersection. Police say that they do have footage showing all of this playing out. And I do want to mention that I did pass by the home here where this all started. No sign of any police activity. But again, that's where this all started, a domestic dispute that ended up with the suspect leading police on a chase here to this intersection, which is now reopened. Live here in Pomona. We'll send it back to you.
Oh, wow. Again, this is what we always talk about, the scary part of these pursuits, right? The tragic end there. All right, thank you so much, Mario. Palisades fire victims may get a slight break from their local sales tax on rebuilding materials. The LAS reports that Councilmember Tracy Park proposed the city return to fire victims the 1% of the local sales tax that goes into the city's general fund. The waiver would apply for building materials and appliances purchased only within city limits. Financial experts say it'll help a little, but they add the waiver won't make that much of a difference to underinsured fire victims.
Now to the latest on the war with Iran. President Donald Trump addressing the nation last night, and many Americans who tuned in were likely hoping for a major announcement, like when we might see an end to the war. But the president's remarks were mostly similar to statements he's been making the past several days.
So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it. Protect it.
The president urging other nations to step in to free up shipments and secure the use of the Strait of Hormuz. He tried to assure Americans the economic pain in regards to gas prices is only temporary.
A virtual coalition of 30 nations met today to discuss ways to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, but the U.S. did not participate in those talks. Meanwhile, President Trump is vowing to bomb Iran, quote, back to the Stone Ages. He says the U.S. will need roughly 2 or 3 weeks to finish the job. Despite the president's warning, Iran continued strikes across the Persian Gulf this morning, its leadership promising broader, more destructive attacks in the coming days.
New this morning, the Trump administration announced progress with the new government in Venezuela. They lifted several sanctions against the country's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez. It will allow Rodriguez to work more freely with U.S. companies and investors, especially when it comes to oil. Rodriguez took over after Nicolas Maduro was arrested back by the United States back in January. But Venezuela still hasn't named Rodriguez their new president. They granted her a temporary role for 90 days with the option to extend it. That 90-day period ends tomorrow.
Just a day after President Trump signed an executive order to restrict mail-in voting, a lawsuit has been filed to block it. Democratic leadership, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries arguing that Congress and individual states are the only ones with the authority to regulate the progress. They claim the order is executive overreach and an attempt to, quote, rewrite election rules for perceived partisan advantage. So far, there has been no proof provided by the Trump administration of widespread fraud linking to mail-in voting.
And back here locally, firefighters save a little dog from a raging house fire in Sherman Oaks.
Gigi Graciette shows us the reunion of the dog with the overjoyed owner.
That's right. If you talk to firefighters, they'll tell you their priorities are people, pets, and property. And last night, they worked on all three. The sound of a grateful pet parent taking her small dog from the firefighter who had just rescued it from her burning home. The fire started just after 8:30 last night on Rhinestone Road. That's a private cul-de-sac tucked into the hills above Sherman Oaks. What apparently started as a small fire outside the house quickly grew, burning through the garage and then into the home. By the time LAFD crews arrived, the people who lived there were outside with one dog. It's unclear if they got themselves out to safety or if they weren't home when the fire actually started. But they told firefighters that's still inside the house, their small dog. Firefighters splitting up, some of them, of course, attacking the fire, while others went straight into the fire to rescue the dog, which thankfully they were able to do, and that dog was not hurt. No injuries were reported. As to what caused the fire, that's still under investigation. In Sherman Oaks, Gigi Graciette.
Goes to show they protect lives and property, right? Lives, even of furry friends.
Of course,
right? Yeah. Obviously, that reunion video is so nice to see. All right, it can be frustrating to go through your bank to dispute a charge, of course. The process can be tiring, but that is why Visa is launching 6 AI tools to modernize the process of disputing credit card charges. The tools are designed to reduce the costs and frustration of, quote, outdated dispute processes for merchants, issuers, and acquirers. Last year, Visa processed more than 106 million charge disputes.
One university professor is going old school and fighting off reliance on AI and online tools. The German professor at Cornell University having her students use typewriters without spell check or delete keys. Students are forced to think slower and write more intentionally. The professor says the goal is to show how classrooms functioned before digital devices took over. The students say that's a unique way to connect with their work and one another. You know, once upon a time also, for the job we do, the news anchors and reporters would come in and read the paper to be updated on what was happening.
That's right. And they would tear scripts. We wouldn't have computer scripts.
Right, all
here.
that
you have
paper.
To read it, yeah, on your paper. But I wonder if they're getting to use whiteout.
Oh, I love that.
Whiteout is so
if so, it has to be with the brush, though.
Oh,
because that's even more old school than the
and then
tape.
if it's too thick, it just
ruins the whole thing.
Good. I know.
It's so true.
All right, coming up, we've got your entertainment headlines after the break, including newly announced North America tour dates for Shakira, where you can watch the Colombian megastar perform.
Plus, we're learning more about Disney's D23 convention in Anaheim. Another round of tickets go on sale today. How to know if you qualify. First, though, got to check on the traffic out there.
And we do have some traffic. Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. We have some incidents out there, but you know what? It's not really causing too many problems. I think everyone got an early start to the holiday weekend, took off. This is the eastbound 10 freeway. The car's coming at you here at the 110. Both sides of the 10 actually moving nicely. The 110 itself actually moving nicely as well around downtown. The drive times in and around downtown LA, and looking at the westbound 10 towards Santa Monica between the 5 to the 405, only 21 minutes. That north 110 between the 405 to the 10, this is amazing, 16 minutes. And on that westbound 60 between the 57 to the 5, 27 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
9:15, welcome back. So Amanda's off today, but we have you covered entertainment-wise. Headline sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Shakira hitting the road for a limited number of shows, including 2 right here in LA. Zootopia, that's right. The Colombian superstar can easily sell out football stadiums, but this time she's taking things to a more intimate setting with fans in arenas. Get your planner out. Here are the local dates. She'll be playing at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, June 13th and 14th, and then Palm Desert on June 17th. Citi and Verizon presale happens tomorrow, and general sale is on April 9th.
All right, can't wait for that. I love her sound. So big news for actress Haley Steinfeld. She just had her baby. Steinfeld announced that she and husband Josh Allen are now parents to a baby girl. The Sinners actress announced the happy news in a post on her Substack titled Special Delivery. Our baby girl has arrived. Steinfeld wrote in a newsletter, we are feeling incredibly grateful and blessed and savoring these early moments. Thank you so much for the love and well wishes. No word yet on a name, though, but look how cute is that. Remember those first baby moments? Those were tough ones.
The baby moments?
Yeah, when your baby first came, like, I didn't know what to do.
So everyone would always say, get your rest now, sleep, sleep. And you don't really understand it until you're in it and you're like, oh, okay, now I get it.
What they
because
meant.
You will never sleep again in your life. Like, it's over.
Right.
Truly.
Right. You'll forever be disturbed with everything you do, right?
Get as much sleep as possible.
Mom.
Honestly, it takes like 2 hours to go to sleep.
I know.
The whole routine.
Yeah,
anyway, congratulations. It'll be wonderful. Last hour, we asked you what discontinued food or beverage would you bring back? Okay, let's see. Here are the results. 41% of you. Jello pudding pops.
Those are so good.
I didn't even realize those were gone.
Oh,
okay. And then we have Butterfingers. Oh, and then we have some remarks. Okay. Richard, clear Pepsi reminds me of a simple time at Friends, school, and hitting the roller rink, a time in history before life became real. Yes, I hear you.
Yeah.
Flo here saying nothing tops adding those Butterfinger BBs to super buttery movie popcorn. Oh, the theater popcorn's so good. Pure awesomeness. And Sasha, our EP, Sasha says, Rice Krispie Treat cereal was so dang good. Wait a minute.
Did they not have?
What do you mean? It still is good.
Yeah.
Did they discontinue? No.
We got to
Sasha,
check.
Where are you shopping? I don't think I think that still exists.
That does remind me of childhood, that's for sure.
Would you do this?
What?
Like,
listen. Yeah, like, what are you doing? Is that a meme?
Would you do this? No, you would always hold up the bowl,
and
right?
Listen,
and you're like,
snap, crackle, pop.
So fun.
Those commercials are good, too.
The treats are not
different.
the same as Rice Krispie. Okay, I need pictures. Please send me some pictures. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, well, on to this now. One of the biggest events for Disney fans will return to Orange County this summer, and tickets start dropping today. D23 returns to Anaheim Convention Center this August with 3 days of panels and exclusive announcements. It's essentially Disney's version of Comic-Con, where fans get first looks at movies, shows, and park experiences. Tickets start going on sale today for D23 Gold members, with prices ranging from around $50 to over $2,000 for VIP packages. And just like a big concert drop, expect those long virtual lines and high demand. You got to wait in the queue probably. Gosh, $2,000, nearly $2,600 there for a VIP package. Would you pay that much for a convention?
No, but I'd be happy to attend if, they invite me.
Vacation would be nice. I'd go.
Speaking of paying that much, the next story we have coming up after the break, I want to know how much this will cost. Alaska Airlines is upgrading its international flights. The details on the brand new lie-down suite.
I have questions about this configuration.
Yes. Yep.
A lot of questions here. Plus, do you ever dream of never-ending buffets? Red Lobster may have what you're looking for. More on the restaurant's endless shrimp deal coming up after the break.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quilbon. Good daily weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casino. Looking at this beautiful view here right now, Redondo Beach. We've got some clouds and sunshine trying to break through the cloud cover there on the edge, as you can see. But even a cloudy day at the coast, as you know, is a nice day. A little bit of that, the negative ions from the ocean, really keeping you vibrated. Not vibrated. What am I trying to say? Hydrated. Vibrate.
The vibes are good, right, Maria?
Vibes are good.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it, exactly. Okay, I'll move on. Near average temperatures today as high pressure dominates our weather. We've got an offshore flow developing, and that's going to really clear out the cloud cover as we get into tomorrow and Saturday. That will also help warm the temperatures up to well above average as we get into Saturday and Sunday. Slight cool down next week as that high weekends, and then we'll get back to more of an onshore flow. Otherwise, the winds will be the story. We've got high wind warnings in effect, wind alerts, and some wind advisories in effect for all the areas shaded in the beige color here. So mountains and deserts, particularly with those wind gusts getting up to 50, even 65 miles an hour. Here's Anaheim. We are anticipating some sunshine eventually, looking at 5, 6 p.m. with mostly sunny skies. Until then, though, some partly cloudy skies. Thousand Oaks also getting more sunshine by 3 p.m. with that temperature around 68 degrees. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. Alaska Airlines is jumping on the fly horizontal trend following United Airlines' newly promoted Relax Row.
Well, this would definitely relax me. Basically, it turns the 3 economy seats into a comfortable couch. And now, here it is, Alaska just rolling out this concept. That guy looks so cozy. Introducing the Lie Flat Suite. No base price has been announced, but the new luxury option is for travelers flying internationally in its business class. It includes your own private space, new destination-inspired menus, even amenity kits, which we showed you a moment ago, skincare products, travel essentials, that sort of thing. These are Alaska Airlines' first long-haul business class suites, similar to kind of what United does. This seat can convert into a bed, but unlike United, it is only for business class, not economy. The seats will be available on nonstop flights from Seattle to Rome starting April 28th, with other destinations like London and Tokyo to follow. Really, these are the seats you want when you're doing long distances, because then you can really take advantage and not land feeling like a crumbled up piece of paper.
Right, like you're hit by a bus. Yeah. Make sure to wear compression socks too, because that really helps.
Do you do that?
You
do?
For long flights, yeah.
Are you serious?
Trust me, you don't want bloated legs.
Well, yeah, I just didn't know that younger people did that.
Oh, yeah. Remember when you had to do it when you were pregnant?
I didn't fly when I was pregnant.
Well, I had to fly.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, you have to do it. And it works. It helps.
I'm sure that would be offered, by the way.
Yeah, maybe they give you a free pair.
Yes, for sure.
But also wear your shoes if you go to the bathroom.
Ew, yes.
Okay. Well, Red Lobster is reportedly bringing back its Endless Shrimp deal. For 2 decades, Endless Shrimp existed as a seasonal, limited-time deal, but in 2023, Red Lobster's previous owners tried making it permanent. But it was so popular, it caused the company to lose $11 million in a single quarter, which led to the chain's bankruptcy back in 2024. According to people with knowledge of the plan, this limited-time version of the $20 all-you-can-eat shrimp deal could launch soon, as soon as this month, really. Red Lobster, though, declined to comment and confirm that, so you're going to have to visit and see.
The kids would want to go there. They love their shrimp. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Good morning. Welcome to 9:30. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at today's headlines. A high-speed police chase ends in a violent crash, killing 2 people. What we're learning out of Pomona.
President Trump sat down on a Supreme Court hearing over his push to end birthright citizenship, how the justices are weighing the 14th Amendment of the Constitution.
A local golf course is back open in South LA. How the renovations made will improve experiences for guests. But first, to check on weather.
And we do have a mixture of some sunshine and some clouds out there right now, but the winds will be the story as we get to this upcoming weekend. That and a warming trend. We do have some winds coming out of the west-northwest first and some wind alerts going into effect today into tomorrow. Then those winds will shift out of the northeast, and that classic Santa Ana wind flow will give us a lot more sunshine and some warmer temperatures as we get to Saturday and Sunday. Downtown LA today, high temperature of about 71, which is normal for the date. And then we jump up to 80 degrees tomorrow with that warm up as I was talking about. The Woodland Hills 7-day forecast here. We're looking at 73 today up to the upper 80s just in time for this holiday weekend. It looks good, whatever you have planned for Easter Sunday. Pico Rivera 73 today up to nearly 90 by Saturday. A little cooler on Sunday, but still pretty warm in the upper 80s. I'll show you the rest of my forecast coming up in just a few moments. Back to you.
All right, now to a developing story in Pomona. That's where 2 innocent motorists were killed when a police chase ended in a crash.
Let's go to Mario right now. He's been following this tragic story, joining us now. This is the 2nd day in a row you're covering a similar story like this, Mario.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to believe. Just 2 days ago, actually, yesterday, we found out who the victims were, but we were covering in Orange County, 2 innocent motorists killed after someone ran a red light there, and now we have a similar case here. Officers were in pursuit at this intersection is where the crash happened here, and there are several cameras at this intersection alone, one on each of these traffic signals here at County Road and South Gary. Now, take a look here. We want to show you video, the aftermath here in the video. A badly damaged dark gray sedan that took the brunt of the impact here, and just feet away, an empty car seat. That's what initially raised concerns that a child may have been involved. Police have since confirmed that 2 people killed are adults, innocent victims here. Investigators say it all started around 9:30 last night when officers responded to a domestic violence call near East 10th and Gary Avenue. The suspect returned in a truck, they say, then rammed a patrol vehicle and sped off, triggering the pursuit, and that ended with the suspect crashing here into the sedan, killing the driver and passenger inside that other vehicle. And now let's go to a look at the suspect being taken into custody, now identified as 31-year-old Marshall Judson of Pomona. Police say he was driving that black Dodge Ram pickup with Texas license plates, adding that they found a gun in his truck during the investigation. He's now facing multiple charges, including vehicular manslaughter and felony evasion. Now, back out here live, the identities of those 2 victims involved in this case have yet to be released. Authorities still working on notifying next of kin. And again, just tragic. A similar story earlier this week where officers were following close by, not officially in pursuit, but in this case, they had their lights and sirens on when that pursuit ended here at the intersection. For now, live in Pomona, we'll send it back to you, Sandra and Roxy.
Terrible, terrible.
Makes you think twice when you're driving, right? Got to be very careful of everything around you. All right, Mario, thank you. Developing this morning, the legal calendar for accused killer Luigi Mangione is getting a major reset. In a series of rulings yesterday, a federal judge moved jury selection in Mangione's stalking case to October 5th. Hours later, a state judge postponed his murder trial until September 8th. Defense attorneys argued back-to-back trials were impossible to prepare for. Mangione will now face murder charges in the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson this September, with the federal case following just weeks later.
Despite President Trump's attendance at yesterday's Supreme Court hearing, the justices are casting doubt on his bid to restrict birthright citizenship. So far, excuse me, every lower court has ruled his executive order is illegal. The president is seeking, though, to deny citizenship to children who were born in the U.S., but whose parents are in the country temporarily or illegally. However, birthright citizenship is protected by the 14th Amendment, and during Wednesday's hearing, nearly every justice expressed doubts about the administration's arguments.
What we're dealing with here is something that was basically unknown at the time when the 14th Amendment was adopted, which is illegal immigration. So how do we deal with that situation when we have a general rule?
We're in a new world now, as Justice Alito pointed out to, where 8 billion people are one plane ride away from having a child who's a U.S. citizen.
Well, it's a new world. It's the same Constitution.
How does this work? Are you suggesting that when a baby is born, people have to present documents? Is this happening in the delivery room? So are we bringing pregnant women in for depositions? What are we doing to figure this out?
And then outside the Supreme Court, dozens of protesters rallied in support of birthright citizenship. California Senator Alex Padilla included. He called President Trump's efforts un-American.
Congressional Republican leaders say they could vote today on a budget resolution that would ensure funding for border security and immigration enforcement for the next 3 years. The plan initially funds all of the Department of Homeland Security except ICE and Border Patrol. Republicans would then try later to fund them through party line spending measures. It's a process that could take months.
Look, the House members are in their districts working right now. We can bring them back on a moment's notice for a vote. The Senate has to do their job and help us on this heavy lift.
Last week, the House passed its own version of the bill to restore DHS funding. Democrats opposed that legislation over concerns it lacked major reforms for immigration enforcement.
But I certainly believe in putting policy rail guards on ice. And it's one of those things that we can address it. And a lot of it on the policy decisions, it's not going and create new laws. It's actually going back the way the policies that were in place a year or 2 years ago.
On Truth Social, President Trump endorsed funding DHS through a Senate bill that Republicans could pass without Democrats. He says he wants it on his desk by June 1st.
The rising cost of living is making it really difficult for many Americans to catch up on their savings. A recent survey by LendingTree found that 37% of people have less than $500 saved up. That data found that 1 in 5 people aren't able to save consistently. A new survey shows Americans think they'll need, that is, to save $1.46 million to retire comfortably. Nearly half of the respondents polled fear that they will outlive their savings, and they don't expect to be financially prepared for retirement. This is all according to the 2026 Northwestern Mutual Planning and Progress Study. Researchers also reveal nearly a quarter of those with retirement savings say they have just 1 year or less of their current annual income set aside for it.
Now over to the CDC. The agency has paused its diagnostic testing for rabies, monkeypox, and a number of other infectious diseases. This week, the agency posted a list of more than 24 types of testings that have become unavailable. A government spokesperson called the pause temporary and attributed it to a routine review. The Department of Health, which oversees the CDC, says it hopes to resume testing in the coming weeks. The pause comes in the wake of the agency losing between 20 and 25% of its workforce over the last year due to layoffs, retirements, resignations, and the non-renewal of temporary appointments.
Federal regulators have just approved Eli Lilly's new weight loss pill. It is the second daily oral medication to treat obesity and other weight-related conditions. The FDA granted expedited approval to the medication, which works the same as injectables like Zepbound. It mimics a natural hormone that controls appetite and feeling of fullness, but the pill is slightly less effective than the injectable. The drug will be branded as Found.io, and it is expected to begin shipping as soon as Monday. It will compete with Novo Nordisk's newly launched Wegovy pill. Analysts expect Eli Lilly's new pill to generate $21 billion in global sales by the year 2030.
Meantime, SpaceX officially filed for initial public stock offering. Valuation estimates for the company are soaring above $1.75 trillion, which would make it the largest stock market debut ever. The filing positions for the company potential listing as early as June.
For astronauts now in Earth's orbit as they embark on a history-making mission to the moon.
Take a look at this incredible moment.
3, 2, 1, booster ignition, and liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Pretty awesome.
Wow.
Did you watch it?
Incredible.
Live. So many people did. Artemis 2 launched from Kennedy Space Center yesterday for a 10-day mission that will take the Orion spacecraft around the moon. It is the first crewed lunar mission in more than 50 years. NASA says the capsule will orbit the Earth before slingshotting around the dark side of the moon, 250,000 miles from Earth. That is the furthest humans have ever ventured into space.
We've certainly been here before. We know the challenges ahead. We have a lot of checkouts to get through before TLI. And when, if all goes well, everything Artemis 2 will be moonbound.
The crew was up early this morning performing a key engine burn and other system checks. They're getting a few more hours of sleep before getting back to work. If all goes to plan, astronauts will return to Earth on April 10th, splashing down off the coast of California, which, of course, we will be covering.
Yes.
Wow.
Gosh, what a moment.
Amazing.
Can't wait for that. But for this, some lucky travelers saw the historic moon launch from thousands of feet in the air. Wow. This video posted by someone on a United flight who said it was the pilot who actually came over the intercom to alert passengers to look outside. And this is what they saw. The woman who recorded the video called it the experience of a lifetime. Gosh, how incredible is that?
That is pretty cool. Very cool.
Super cool.
The lucky window seat, right?
That's right. Always get a window seat.
All right, back here on Earth, a big investment is bringing new life to a longtime community space in South LA.
Brooke Thomas is live at the Maggie Hathaway golf course, checking out the new upgrades there. Hi, Brooke.
Hey there, I'm out of breath. There's so much pressure, okay, when there's so many people watching. It is, okay, and listen, I've been out here with, this is a kids golf club. I am short. But it's a little, it's a little small. I will say, that's the issue, right? Carlos, shake the camera. Yes, it's not my skills. It's okay. Right. Thank you. No, this is a really, really cool. Just take a look. Look how beautiful it is out here, right? Take a look at this. People out here on the range, everybody's having fun, and it's not just beautiful, but it's important. Vincent, come on over here. I know I have you guys like walking all around all crazy. Talk to me about, while we're here, talk to me about this some $20 million renovation.
Yes, renovated the whole golf course, the practice area, this brand new driving range. They flipped it around so it's a little closer to the clubhouse, so that's why you get the range full of people out here. And it's beautiful. You get a great view and get a chance to hit some golf balls, in a great setting.
And it's important because this is about more access, right? I think, it's easy to feel like sports like tennis, golf are elitist and like not for you. But this really does prove that golf can be for everyone.
It is for everyone, and the public facilities, everyone's here. Yeah. And so that's what we love about our public LA County golf courses. And folks are excited. I mean, it just opened. They're excited to come back. It's been closed down to renovate, and you can feel the energy.
Yeah, you can feel the energy. Devin, come on over here. So Devin is my actual golf instructor, and so that's why I don't want to embarrass you. So I'm not gonna. We haven't had as many lessons as one would think.
In the right direction.
Yeah. I'm not too bad, guys. No, but. Last lesson, I think it was January, and I was telling you that I had this story in the works, and come on out, I want you to see it. And so what are your thoughts?
Blown away. One thing that I absolutely love, I think it's so great for everyone, but so great for kids. I mean, you could get so good here starting out. They have short game facilities, huge putting green. This range is awesome for kids. I love it. You can play the whole place in probably less than an hour.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's great. And okay, so you are owner CEO at Studio Golf in El Segundo.
Studio Golf Club in El Segundo.
I love it.
San Diego, Scottsdale, Texas, in case you happen to be over there.
Because I'm making him work for me today. No, but we want more people in the sport, right? Sell them on it.
100%. And I think, before with time and cost, it was very hard to necessarily always get into it. It seemed intimidating. But I think with places like this, places like Studio Golf, where you can go in for an hour, you can be very convenient, it can be located near your home, enjoy it with your friends, and then get in and get out.
Yeah. So come out here, take advantage of this. Yeah. I think the green fees are $9. Oh, you look good.
Look at this beautiful swing over here.
Look at that. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way. Do you want, okay. $9.50. Coming out here. Look at these guys there. Do you want to see what Devin can do?
Let's see it.
Before we send things back to you. Let's see.
All right, Coach. Let's see what he can do.
Okay.
Better bring it, right, Brooke?
Right.
Oh, yeah, that is a good swing. Yeah. Okay.
Where'd it go?
I can see why he's your instructor.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, exactly. Right, yeah. Oh, Carlos is too comfortable, okay?
Don't worry, we didn't hear him.
Wait, really quickly before I go, do I have any more time before I go?
Yeah.
If I don't, that's okay. I will step up. But I do have a little time. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you guys, this golf course is named after a really important woman, Maggie Hathaway, an activist, really someone who helped integrate public golf courses in our area here. So they named this after her, I believe, in 1997. This golf course obviously didn't look like this, but was also really important to her. And I think it's really cool as a black woman, myself, somebody who was learning golf not as a child and at an age that I am still not quite comfortable with yet. I would have loved to be able to start something like this early.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I think it's really powerful that other kids can be able to do this.
Of course, a lot of times it was seen to be an elitist sport, right? Because so many of these golf courses wouldn't let women in, people of color. So the fact that it's breaking down a lot of barriers there, making it accessible, and everyone's having fun with the sport. It's really great, Brooke.
Look at you. Golf, tennis. What else? What else? Pickleball.
I think I'm going to stop at the 2. No, we just talked about it. I'm going to learn polo after I master these 2.
Okay.
They're laughing.
All right, Brooke. Thank you.
All right. Looking forward to that. Thank you.
All right, the 2026 FIFA World Cup will offer a huge economic boost for LA and the other 10 U.S. host cities. Bookies.com broke down the numbers here, and it projects the total impact of the World Cup in LA will total some $594 million. Nearly 180,000 visiting World Cup fans will drop about $59 million over the course of the 8 matches right here in LA. The local hotel revenue will jump some 22%. Across all 11 U.S. host cities, the World Cup is expected to generate more than $5 billion in economic activity.
Ooh, wow.
So, yeah, bringing in the dollar signs
dinero.
here.
Yeah.
For so many local businesses, that'll be great. All right, coming up, Sweet Alice is hosting a holiday giveaway today in Watts, and Coco is there.
Good morning. That's right. We're here for an amazing event put on by the one and only Sweet Alice and the Parents of Watts organization. You can see that there are free Easter dresses and Easter suits. We're going to take you here live coming up.
Oh, look at the Ontario International Airport. We got Frontier getting ready to take off. Isn't that pretty? Look at those puffy clouds.
What are they?
Cumulus. Huh?
Puffy? Did you
Cumulus
say
nubulus.
Let's just say puffy clouds.
Okay, puffy.
Okay, puffy. They're not rain producing, so that's good. If you are traveling, a lot of people actually headed out of town early, maybe early this morning or even yesterday. So traffic is actually pretty good out there. Let's take a look at our travel forecast here. And I don't know why my button's not working. Hold on, let me go over here and let me try to do it manually. But looking at the Denver forecast today, 73 degrees. We got a lot of sunshine there in the Rockies. Houston, some chances for showers, 83. Atlanta, sunny, 83. 72 in Chicago with some stormy weather there through parts of the Midwest. New York, JFK, you will land at about 45 degrees later this afternoon. All right, let me come over here. I'm not sure why this is not working for me, but okay, here we go. We have the beach forecast, and as we take a look at the 2 to 4 foot sets, 62 to 69 degrees there at the coast, 71 by Sunday on Easter Sunday. So whatever you have planned for the holiday, it looks good. Dry, lots of sunshine. 71 for downtown LA, getting to 82 on Sunday, so really warmer conditions there for the holiday. 73 in the valleys and the Inland Empire. Look how it jumps up to 87 on Sunday. The mountains, we do have those gusty winds, mountains and deserts, particularly later this afternoon. 65 on Sunday, and then the high desert area, 68. Again, watch those winds, especially if you've got a high-profile vehicle. 83 on Easter Sunday, and then the Coachella Valley, a little warmer today, 82, but getting up to 90s as we get to the holiday weekend. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you.
So Sweet Alice is one of the most beloved community leaders, as you know.
That's right, Alice Harris. What a legacy and a legend. And today she is helping make Easter extra special for families in need. And Coco is joining us live from Watts.
Hey there, Sweet Alice Harris is a legend in the community because of all the wonderful work she has been doing for decades now. I just spoke with the family who was participating in this event, and they were talking about how grateful they are for her and for this event too, because this event is all about giving out Easter dresses and Easter suits for the community. And so I want to come up here now and talk with Miss Sweet Alice Harris.
Come on out here with the pink. Come on, I love it. I love that color. You got my color on.
Thank you. Well, we love you, and if you can just talk about why it's so important to do this.
Huh?
Why is it so important to you to have this event?
It's important to me because the first thing when I was little, we had the same problem. We didn't have nothing, 11 of us, and we didn't have nothing. And we have to stand around and see the others cheering with their toys and go in the house, go somewhere, hide somewhere, and then let them see us crying and cry. But I said one time later, it ain't gonna never happen to me. When I get grown, I'm gonna have me a job, and I'm gonna have my children ain't gonna have to suffer like we suffered. I'm gonna have stuff for them too, and we're gonna buy it, and I mean we're gonna buy it, and that's what I'm doing now. Exactly what, and I lived it down. I moved here to California because I was in Detroit, and I moved to California, and my girlfriend was working at Jordan Down Housing Project, and she got me an apartment there, and I had got my license for being a beautician. I was a beautician then. Yeah. And I lived there. My mother said, you can't live there in that housing project. They said, you believe that, you'll get killed. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, that's probably the reason I need to live there. Folks getting killed shouldn't have to get killed.
Yeah.
So I got the apartment that she was giving me, and I wanted to stay there because that was my clientele for fixing hair. Mm-hmm. I had all that, and so I had got one that and making the money for fixing hair and doing all right, and I stayed there. So they come and told us houses was cheap buying them up in this area.
Okay.
And that's what made me and my sister-in-law came. We got together, rode around, and she was driving, she drove, and me and her rode around, and we found my house and her house. And we bought us a house. And when I bought the house, I thought now is a good time to help these fellas, because I'm working with their mama, so I know what these children need. And I hear the mama talking about them, what they doing.
Yeah.
And so when I moved up here, I started giving away free hot dogs. And I'll have the teenagers. The main one I want was the teenager, because they was the one that, the biggest one the mothers be talking about. Out there smoking drugs.
Yeah.
But they wasn't smoking them, they was selling them too.
Right.
But anyway, I had when I get do the hot dog, I'd invite them to come in, and I'd get a chance to tell them, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're doing. I done seen you, done peeped on you, and you know you're going to jail. And you just go to jail, you're going to get killed.
Yeah.
Let me help you. Let me help you.
And you have helped so many.
Some Bible classes.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help you get to church. And if you ain't got nothing to wear, I'm gonna buy you a suit so we can go to church. And that's how I start cleaning them up, because I bought one of them a suit, got them in church, and then the rest of them saw the suit. They wanted the suit. I said, you have to have a Bible class.
There you go.
In order to get a suit, you got to have a Bible class, because I have to get them in church. I just about filled the church up with them.
Well, thank you so much, Sweet Alice.
Got them out of that.
Absolutely, and we just love what you do for the community.
Yeah.
You're continuing to help the community with Easter dresses and Easter suits, so we're just so grateful for Sweet Miss Alice Harris here. We'll send it back to you.
Of her and everything she's done for the community. So many lives she's changed. Thank you so much, Coco. We'll be right back.